Hello friends, welcome to How to VLAN channel. This is DBA VLAN stream. In this video, we are going to see how to set up Oracle Golden Gate extract for Oracle Database version 12.2 using Golden Gate microservice architecture 21.3. At high level, these are the steps involved. So you have some set of steps to be done in the DB, and then you need to create a credential for the Golden Gate extract to work. Adding the credential alias to the Golden Gate and adding necessary tables. You're going to see which are those, and then adding the extract trial file, which includes the parameter setup as well, and then registering the database and starting the extract. Fine, let's get started. Okay. So we saw the steps at high level, and the same a detailed explanation about how to set up the Oracle Golden Gate 21.3 microservice architecture replication setup using administrator client is available in this blog, which is oracledbaplanner.blogspot.com, and I'll put this URL in our video description. You can take a look at it. This is end-to-end extract and replication, both of them for I think 19C. I think this one is. So this replication setup is for 19C. But what my goal is to get a database upgraded from 12.2 to 19C using Oracle Golden Gate. That's the exercise I'm trying. As part of this exercise, so I have my source database set up in 12.2, and I'm going to set up a remote extract for the replication now. So we are going to really do a remote extract setup. So we have one server for the database and another server where the Golden Gate is really installed and the Golden Gate is deployed. So let's get started. This is the detailed description, this blog, and I'm going to do only a subset here in this video. So first one, prepare the source DB for the extract, and then adding the credential and setting up the GG extract using adminclient and starting the extract. These are the 4 steps at high level, but the detailed one I show you in the beginning of the video. So, and if you look at the Oracle documentation side, you'll see a list of commands to be run in the database. So of which these two I'm skipping it and reducing it, and because I don't have so much of memory, so I'm not doing 2 GB, though I have memory, but I'm not setting it because mine is very small setup. So let's get started. So I have 2 machines here. This machine is where my database is running. Okay, this has a black background and this is a blue background. This is where my Golden Gate is deployed and this is my Golden Gate browser user client, so BUI, where my Golden Gate administration can be done. So this is the overall service manager, and this is the deployment manager. So for deployment 01. So anyway, I will show you in each of them. These are the 3 screens we are going to work, and every time we go to the relevant screen, I will explain you what are you doing. Okay, let's get started. So prepare for the source DB extract. Now first step, so DB setup. So prepare for the source DB extract, DB setup, what are steps we have to do. Ours is not a container database, this is a standalone version. So I'm not going to talk about container version. So let's go to the window where we have the database running. So as usual, before we start, we verify the environment. So GGSRC040 and everything else is set up properly. We connect to the DB. Yep. So yeah, let me set up all this. I want to have this formatting set. Let's look at the database current setup. Okay, database is in no archlog mode, no force logging, and supplemental logging, which is needed for the Golden Gate, is not set. So we're going to set them up all. So before we actually make any changes to the database, let's perform necessary backups. So I created a P file backup, and this parameter is currently not set. I'm going to set as true to true, and I'm going to change the XGA max size, which is currently 1.4 GB or something like that, to 4 GB, because we need to upsize the stream's full size. The minimum is, I'm setting it to 750 MB, but it varies based on your system requirement. You go ahead and change it. If your size is so huge, if your extract volume is very high, change it. If you have multiple streams running at the same time, change it. Okay. So force logging is enabled. This is supplemental logging. Okay, now I have enabled this too. Now I'm going to enable the arclog mode. So no, not 1 terabyte. So sorry guys, it's set to 1 terabyte. I will set it to 1G. I don't know so much of back capacity. So this is a lab. So all right. For this, I think I need to go as DBV owner. I think this is restricted by database. Oh, come on. Fine, we'll fix this later. I know how to manage this. Alright, we'll deal with this later. Okay, so the database vault is causing issues. You see here, I have TD and database vault enabled. So now the next step, log archive test. Okay, so though I need to change this archive recovery, DB recovery file test for sure, and this is not allowing me to change it. So the only way to, there is one way we can change it. How? By disabling the database vault and enabling it back again, we can do it. Okay. Or otherwise, the other option is, I think I have read about this in MOS, my Oracle support, where you change the P file to include this parameter and recreate the SP file from it. So you have two choices. Either way, you have to restart the DB device. So what I will do is, I'll create a P file out of it. After the parameters are set, right, I'll introduce this parameter, and then I'll mount the database back again, and then we'll see. Okay, so I'll show you that as well. For now, if you see, disabled, no arclog mode, and I'll create the table space. Table space created, and now I need to switch to DBV owner. Okay, I'm going to create the user because I have gold database vault created, so that's what is making the remote extract much more complicated. Okay, the user is created. Okay, so few of the permissions you need to grant as database vault admin, so I'm doing them. All this you cannot do it as a sys user because they are all protected privileges, vault protected ones. See, this permission is very important. This is not called out in Oracle documentation side. If you miss this permission, you will not be able to start your extract, and you will face this OGG 082221 error. Okay, so this is done. Now the other permissions I need to take care. Alright, I need to give all these permissions, so we'll just quickly get through. Okay, so this will, you cannot do it as database vault admin. You have to do it as sysadmin system, or sys user. So, and let's see. All right. Let's see if this gets granted through this or I need to do it. Okay, it's done. Now I'm going to restart the DB. Before I restart the DB, we know we already created one P5, isn't it? Yeah, home Oracle DBA. Yep. We have one P file which is pre-mod that we created now. I will create one more P file now, and we will make the changes necessary for the DB recovery file test adjustment. I know what you guys thinking, so it's why we do this way. So, but there is no simple way, guys. With the database world, there are many things you have to become very challenging. But I'm testing this as part of some exercise, so that's the reason. I needed to test this, so that's the lab whole purpose of this lab, and I'm sharing it with you all as well. So this P file, I'll change the attribute setting, and then I'll back up my SP file and I'll rotate it through. I'll show you. This may be a very quick video for someone who doesn't know how to do this as well. So let's go through this, or maybe yeah. Let's wait for this shutdown to complete. All right, so I will back it up. I just need to add, sorry guys, I just need to add, I never keep any of these parameters. Okay, so where is DB recovery file size? Yeah. File test equals overarch. Okay. All right, now let's rename okay to pre-restart. Okay. All right, now we should not have the SP file, or yeah, it's fine, done. Now I'll create the SP file again from this P file. We just got it changed. Let me see if I have the SP file created. Fine. I have my new SP file. Good. So as per the procedure, let's mount the DB. We are done, guys. So that's how you work around it. Now you need to change the parameter, but it's database vault is not allowing. But anyway, we have a restart to do, so we can manage this. So I managed it. If you check now, if I have that parameter set or not, you see it's already there. And database vault did not allow me, but we found a way around. Okay, so archelog mode is enabled. Is enabled now. And let me check. This is where the extract files are read. So we have database in mounted state, archelog mode is enabled, force logging is enabled, supplemental logging, which is mandatory for the golden gate, is enabled. Let's open the DB. Alright, so we have finished it. So let me just check it. The setting. Database in read mode. Let me pass here. Okay, let's go through the verification now. We already have the settings set, so we don't need to repeat them. Okay, we already saw this output. Archelog mode enabled, force logging yes, supplemental logging enabled. And the current ISIN is 419021, but we are not going to use this for now, just checking it. Instance is open. We changed stream pool size. Streams pool size. 752M. Okay. SG is 4 GB. Alright, this is also looking good. Okay, this is looking good. The parameters we change. So this is the important parameter. So you need arclog mode enable, and this enable golden gate replication setup true. Flashback log, sorry, force logging and the supplemental logging. These 4 parameters are very important. Apart from this, we may change the memory parameters. That's all. Let's see our user account. So ggadmin is created. I think it lost the time format. Yeah. So it was created in just about 9 minutes before. Let's evaluate the size of the table space we created. GG data is 100 MB. Okay, it's all done. So let me pause here for a minute. Now we need to add the credential for the GG extract to run, either using curl curl or admin client web UI. To know more about this URL, again you go to my blog. You will see how to manage microservice, golden gate microservice architecture using curl. You will see one of the blogs which is talking about this. So you have so many golden gate blogs, you can take a look at them. Okay, so I'm going to use web UI to keep it very simple. You can still use admin client, but the thing is you will get invalid username and password every time you try. I have tried it many ways, but still I received it. Okay, so I'm going to skip troubleshooting that for now. So I already I'm in the admin client. See, I'm connected to a 9011 port, which is where my deployment is done. Golden Gate OGDep01. This is my deployments admin service, and I am in the configuration page where I need to add additional credential. So I clicked on add credential. You see here add credential, and I already pre-filled the information. Domain name is credential domain Oracle Golden Gate. That is what I'm maintaining for everything. Credential alias is nothing but my database name itself, and this is my username. We just created it, if you remember. We just created it, isn't it? It's ggadmin, and the IP address of my host and port number and the passwords. I pre-filled everything. Let me just submit it. Oh god, it's expired. Lucky. So you can see it live. I do it. So I'm just going to fill it up again. No problem. So this I need to fill it up as this one. I'll reuse the existing one. There's nothing much changes. Just the database name only changes. ggadmin. Alright, it's done. Now if I see I have my credential already created, let me just check if it works fine or not. See, it's connected. So this means it is connected. You see disconnect option is enabled, right? So it's asking me to create checkpoint table, tran data table and heartbeat table, but this we are not going to do from here. We're going to do using the admin client really. Okay, so of the steps we have seen. Now what is left is we have completed until this credential creation, isn't it? Now let's look at the DB login and so on. So now it's time to go to this blue screen now, right? So I am going to set my golden gate environmental variables, and I am connecting to my admin client. I'm connecting to the deployment. So I'm connecting to HTTP 9011 deployment OGGDep01 user GGSE and password GGSE. The same thing we saw in the web UI. I'm connected. You see Now it's connected to the deployment. Earlier it was not connected, now it's connected to the deployment. I just need to connect to the DB. Successfully logged into the DB. So now if I ran this command, most of the time it fails with invalid username password. So that's the reason I went there. So it's now successfully connected. And you can see now we are adding schema transaction data. See, it's added. This is a transaction data for table for the schema encryption vault test. I added it this way. Heartbeat table. These two are really tables visible in the ggAdmin schema. I'll show you. So now the tables are added, and I'll show you whether these tables are created or not. If you see the list of objects that were created now in the last few minutes, object type created from DB objects, their owner equals ggAdmin, and created is greater than sysdate minus. We really want it in the last 5 minutes, not before. We have many tables, I think. Okay, let's see. If you see, the checkpoint table is created, heartbeat table is created as well. This all happened in last 5 minutes. That's what we did now, right? So it was not just 15:10. 15:10. Oh, okay. This is in a different timestamp, I think. So 16:10. Fine. Anyway, is it done? Now let's go to the next one. We are done until here. Now we need to add the extract. So let's do it. It's rxt3. I have until rxt2. This integrated extract is added. And I'm just going to check what is the status of my extract, information of my extract. I don't want to go through the detail. Let's see, rxt3 initialized, status stopped, Oracle integrated redo logs, encryption order profile. Okay, now let's take a look at the detailed one. You see here there is no parameter file or report file, does not exist yet, and it doesn't say anything else as well much, but these are the path where your parameter file and everything else has to be kept. So all I will do is now I'll copy this file. So I'll create a new session. All I need to do is create a parameter file from the one which I already have. So, and I need to edit it. You see here, that is what I wrote. Use the existing parameter file, create a new parameter file, and update, or I already have prepared this values, so I'll just replace them. So I'll just place it in a very proper way. Okay, so now I have everything I need. Good. Now I have the parameter file ready. And next time if you run the extract info, it should say that parameter file is there. So it's created. Otherwise you can do it through the browser user client as well, browser user interface. Now again, as per the command, let's run this. Now you see the message does not exist, went away. So we have completed until the extract addition and trial file addition as well. Now we need to register the database. Okay, so for registering the database you should not continue the existing session, you have to exit it first. Okay, and then again connect to admin client and db login and register the extract. So we are going to register the extract rxt3. This is what we added, right? So rxt3, extract is getting registered. It will take a minute, and I'll show you in the alert log. So this is the alert log of the database. You see here, golden gate rxt3 capture started. First ACN, this is the ACN on which it is starting the extract. So the capture is running. You see here, it prints up a bunch of messages. It already fed on my RK log, right? So the extract successfully registered on the 422063. That's what you saw here, the message. Yeah, God, it's continuously doing it. Okay, no problem. All right. It's already mining my redo log as well. Okay, good. Now the extract is so as soon as I registered the database, I saw the extract running already, but let's see if I really need to start it. So let me see. Okay. Yeah, extract status is still stopped. So we will start it now. So the first ACN it registered is 422063. So it knows which register redo log and RK log it has to use, and then forward. So we will just start it, and then you will see some more limits being set started, and yeah, it doesn't show anything here, but in the browser you can see in the overview you will see one more extract now just started. See, running will become 1. This is this is our extract. I'll just refresh it. Oh, it's abandoned. Okay. Fine, let me see. Why is it abandoned? Fine, let me just check it. Let me pause here for a minute. Okay, so the reason why the process was abandoning is, see, I went to this. I'll show you. The error log is here, right? So I went to the error log and I checked. It doesn't have this src r2, guys. Sorry about this. I should have added the directory. I didn't add the directory, which is the reason why it failed. So I'll just add it and then we'll see it. Okay, it was my mistake. I think I missed to add this extract file source r3. So to this extract, and also the parameter file had an incorrect value. It was r2. I need to change to r3 because r2 was my previous file. So now I changed it. So you will see here, I added the extract file because of which the process abandoned. So I added the extract trial file, and you see here the trial file name is now visible. Earlier the trial file name was not visible. So this is good. It has a max MB of 500 MB, so it's okay. Now I'll just run the, so it's already ran the info detail, info extract 3. So I'll just try to start it again. Let's see if it starts. It is started and it's running. Okay, so good that we had a troubleshooting session as well. Let's see what is its status now in the browser user interface as well. It's running. Okay, good. So with this we complete this golden gate extract remote extract setup as well. Now whatever change we make, it should be captured. I can see here, so 14 16 26. So golden gate client successfully attached. Earlier it was detached. I remember seeing, yeah, you see here it is detached. Now it is attaching, and it started the log mining process already. Thanks, team. Thanks everyone. So I hope you like this video. I'm sure I made mistakes, but we learned it. We learned from it. So this being single command I missed caused an issue towards the end, but we learned from it. So I learned troubleshooting as well. I hope you also guys learned the troubleshooting. So how to fix this. Now the extract started and it's all okay. I hope you liked the video. And if you really like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to How to Villain channel. Thank you all. Bye.